Hey everybody, welcome to Divine Conversations. I'm Eric. Very, very nice to see you. If you're new to the channel, it's very nice to meet you. And if you're returning, welcome back. So, I want to talk tonight. I want to have a conversation. It's nighttime here where I am. And it's the end of my day, so I am enjoying a nice glass of wine. I invite you to do the same. Grab yourself a glass of wine, cocktail, smoke them if you got them, whatever, like relax. Let's hang out, let's chill, and let's just have a conversation, yeah? So I wanted to talk to the twins tonight. Originally, this was going to be just a divine feminine reading, but now this is kind of expanding to include the divine masculine. But the focus here is going to be on moving forward from this latest full moon cycle, which was really intense, mainly for the divine feminine. It was intense for both, but it was mostly intense for the divine feminine because this latest full moon really highlighted some imbalances in our relationships with our twins, and more so was it was it just highlighting it. It was highlighting also how long it's been going on, how in certain cases it's just not going to improve going this way. Like it was showing a lot of individuals within the divine feminine collective, that they literally, it's just time for them to move on to something else in the meantime, because I'm trying to word this in a way where I'm not devaluing the position or the stance of those divine masculine that are choosing to go in a separate direction. But the divine feminine, certain individuals in the divine feminine collective are being guided by their higher selves to move on to other relationships because, number one, it's within their best interest right now. Number two, it's within their best interest, but not for like the fully holistic and really truly loving and beneficial way you would want it to mean when you hear someone say it's for their highest good or for their best interest. But in other situations, it's for your best interest, divine feminine, because the divine masculine, your counterpart, is still caught in devil energy. And if you are here connecting with me at this moment, you've been on this journey for a little bit. So at this point, the fact that they're still caught up in this devil energy is saying to you, okay, I need to just focus elsewhere because this is going to take a while, and any divine masculines that are watching this, that are going through that, I highly doubt you're watching this if you are going through that, but just in case. But any divine masculines in general that are watching this and are like, whoa, wait a second. I don't mean that. I don't mean that to be insulting the way I just said that. But it's going to take some time because there's a lot to work through. There is a lot to work through. So anyway, I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to be doing what I am developing. It's called a mirror reading. I use 2 tarot decks, and I'm going to also be using 3 oracle decks. But so I'm starting with, I have the Gilded Tarot here, which you can see. That's going to be speaking for the divine feminine. We have the traditional Rider-Waite deck, which is right here. That's going to be speaking for the divine masculine. I'm going to be pulling oracle guidance from the Fairy Forest oracle deck here, and that's for the divine feminine, and I'm going to be pulling oracle guidance from the Oracle of Visions deck here for the divine masculine, and then the Crystal Mandala deck is going to be pulling oracle guidance for the twins as a whole, the collective as a whole, that are resonating with this video. And I'm setting intentions of, anyone that comes across this video, please understand, number one, this is a general reading, so I'm reading for a ton of different people right now. Number two, these readings are not time sensitive. So at any moment when you come across this video, and if you are still engaged and you're ready for the message, then something's going to resonate with you, and it's resonating with you in this moment in your timeline. Yes? Or soon to be resonating with you shortly, like you're being forearmed. Yes? All right. So everything's pre-shuffled. Cheers. I'm going to pull this down here. Excuse me as I reach into my crotch. So sorry if that was extremely vulgar. I can be vulgar sometimes. Hey. Okay, let's do this. So everything's pre-shuffled, but let's start here. We're going to start with the Divine Feminine. And I want to talk about... Now, I did say that this is a reading for both twins, the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, but this is going to be more from the focus of the Divine Feminine, yes? Divine Masculine, there are going to be messages for you, but it's going to be for you in relation to your counterpart. This is a reading for Divine Masculine. This is a reading for you to understand what's going on around you, how maybe you can help, how maybe you can work towards, or things that you can think about that are going on with your counterpart that you can work to resolve from your side of this equation. Divine Feminine, this is a reading for you to understand further what's happening as you move forward through the release of these really heavy energies, what you can do to help alleviate the situation. And I'm also setting the intention of helping you understand whether or not you want to be moving away from your twin and towards a soulmate, or if you want to stay on the path with your twin. Well, I'm sorry. Either way, you're going to be on the path. You're going to be on the path either way, whether you're still focusing on union with your twin, or if you're moving on to a soulmate relationship. For the time being, I am being stressed to say to you that if you do move on to a soulmate situation, in most, if not all cases, for the audience viewing this video right now, it is a temporary situation. Temporary could still be 20 years, but you really never know. You know what I mean? So how long exactly it's going to be. But it is most likely going to be a temporary situation for you, okay? All right, so let's talk about this. Divine Feminine. You're coming out of this really intense energy. A lot of us want to move away from our twins and move to soulmate relationships. I am hearing karmic relationships. In some situations, Divine Feminines, you are having to deal with karmic situations still. Oops. You're still having lessons to learn. And those lessons are going to be best learned through a karmic situation. And this is a good thing. Please don't get me wrong. Please don't listen to me and hear me say a karmic relationship and think bad things. Karmic relationships actually are really good in the long run and in the grand scheme because you're learning through them. You're learning deep and valuable lessons. So please don't cringe so much when you hear karmic relationship, yeah? So I am asking, what am I asking? For the Divine Feminine, I want to know let's talk about, I'm asking, what do we need to know moving forward? Because I don't want to ask about, I'm sorry guys, there's a lot going through my head at the moment. It's just, I don't want to ask whether we should walk away or not, because, there are way too many variables, especially since this is a general reading. But what I want to ask is, what should we expect? Or what are we facing moving forward? From our own personal perspectives, what are we facing moving forward? Are we allowing them back in, or are we moving forward with a karmic or soulmate relationship? And I just said I didn't want to ask that question, but there it goes again, so I asked it anyway. Gosh, and you guys, the reason why I'm doing this on camera right now is because I have been struggling with this question all day. I have been called to read. I have been called to pull this reading. To be quite honest, I almost didn't start this, but I'm doing it now, so okay, we're going through it. But the reason I'm having trouble nailing down this question And this is the one question that's going to guide the rest of the reading. So let's nail it down right now. What do we want to know in relation to moving away from this moon? What's going... Okay, there it is. Found it. Thanks, everybody. You all contributed to that, and I appreciate it. The question is, what's going on around us right now? Because regardless of what direction we're going in, all the different directions there are, regardless of whatever direction we're going in, shit's real confusing right now. We were feeling one thing one moment, and now we're feeling something else another. And it's not even like, oh, that's just a mood swing. No, these are highly conflicting, different feelings. Like, my personal situation is, I at one point was like, I'm done. I'm looking for a soulmate relationship. Bye. And now, all of a sudden, I'm like, actually, I'm not sure I want to go in that direction. Why? Because the energy from that full moon started to subside, and now I'm hearing all of my spirit guides start up that whole situation of them repeating his name in my head constantly. Which is the first sign to me that I'm not being let off the hook. So what's surrounding the divine feminine right now? Last shuffle. What's surrounding the divine feminine right now? What is surrounding the divine feminine right now? All right. Four columns. Overall energy to the divine feminine. Holy moly. We have the Lovers, the Six of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Now, we also have the Devil here. But I'm going to leave the Devil right over here. The Devil has a role to play in this reading. But I'm going to leave him over there for a moment. And I'm going to read through this for a little bit. First, we have the Lovers, the Six of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Now, for some of you divine feminine, let me pull this closer. That's good. Okay. For some of the divine feminine here, this does mean this combination, the Lovers, the Six of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, this combination does mean that, you're getting your union. Union is coming to you. There is a victory here. You are the divine feminine. I mean, the Queen of Wands. Okay, here's what's happening. The overall energy right now, because this is the overall energy, but the overall energy right now is victory. Victory for the divine feminine, because they're literally stepping into their divine feminine power now. It's more than just embodying all these different characteristics of the archetype. It's now embodying the full archetype because of the choice that was made. The Lovers is not just about union. The Lovers is not just about two different people coming together and having a divinely guided relationship. It's also about the union within yourself of the masculine and feminine energies. It's also about a choice, a major choice, and the divine feminine went through a major choice during this last full moon, didn't we? Because we were faced with the choice of just continuing to give and give and give and give and give in this twin flame relationship, and the divine and our counterpart just being like, whatever, I'm going to take whatever I can get and do as very little as I can to get that and leave it at that. Completely take advantage and take for granted, right? So we were faced with the choice of continuing with that relationship and fulfilling their want or need, and putting ourselves on and pushing ourselves aside, or finally stepping up and saying, no, I choose myself now. And this last full moon brought that. That is the overall energy for the divine feminine watching this right now. Okay? And that absolutely is a victory. It absolutely is a victory. Absolutely. Now, the reason why I say, and I wanted to say that, this is talking about union, but no, this is not talking about union. I mean, I guess, yes, I just heard yes, it is. And ultimately, yeah, okay, it is, because everything that's happening is facilitating union. Oh, there it is. That's why it's, because this is what we're talking about here is not just union with your twin in the physical 3D sense of that other person that you have, that is on your mind constantly. This is union within yourself of your divine masculine and your divine feminine energies, because everybody has them, whether you identify with as one counterpart or the other. You still have the opposing energies within you. And it is your requirement on this spiritual path to balance those energies. And here, for the divine feminine, that's coming into greater balance. If it didn't facilitate it completely for you, divine feminine, it started the process. It kick-started things. It got you going down that road to working towards complete and full balance with your masculine and feminine energies, personally for you. All right? So, good. Divine Feminine, we are already victorious. We are starting out with a victory. Let's get deeper into the conversation. Holy moly. I mean, we have justice and clarifying justice. I'm sorry. Wow. We have the world. Excuse me. We have the world. But then clarifying the world, we have justice. And I mean, I guess I was really eager to get that justice out there to let you guys know that was the other card, because, I mean, this is a beautiful a combination, especially in light of, number one, our overall energies, but what we're talking about here, okay? A major, 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 major cycle is ending for many in the Divine Feminine collective. And that cycle is of over-giving and under-receiving. Justice is finally being served. And who is that justice being served to? Ourselves. Why? Because we're choosing ourselves. And we finally understand that choosing yourself does not mean that you are selfish. It means that you respect yourself. You love yourself. And one of the hardest lessons humans are having to learn right now is that you cannot truly and fully love yourself and be there for, you cannot truly love and be there for someone else if you are not truly loving and being there for yourself first. My crystals are kind of tapping together because they're saying, yeah, they're kind of clapping. Because, guys, you can't. You can't. You are your own first line of defense. And if you hope to be there for somebody, if you're there for everybody else, who's looking out for you? If you're not, And then also, it's the matter of the law of attraction. I mean, you can't attract someone that's going to love you unconditionally and be there for you unconditionally and, cherish you and just think the world of you if you don't think that of yourself first, if you don't treat yourself like that first, if you don't embody that vibration. And the way to embody that vibration is to do that for yourself. I mean, if you don't love yourself, No one else is going to be able to love you. And so now we finally understand that we need to love ourselves first if we're going to be there for the people that we care about. And loving ourselves first means sometimes saying no. Sometimes saying, I'm not doing that. Sometimes saying, I am not going to engage in this anymore because it is not a balanced situation. It's not balanced. I'm overgiving here and you're just taking and taking with no regards as to what you're giving back. So no. Bye. That's where justice comes in. Moving on. Ooh. We have the Emperor, which to me, this is the Divine Masculine. And we have the Ten of Swords. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're resonating with this reading, they get it. They totally get it. They see it now. They're finally ready to put this stuff to rest, to lay down the obstacles that have held them back from being there for you, for stepping into the role that they know they were here to play. Look, guys, I mean, if you're following me, if you and I are resonating, if we're on the same page, then your twin knows. It's not a situation anymore of where they're like denying it or they're saying, "Oh, no, this can't be." Blah blah. No, they know now. The universe has put them up on it. And this last full moon has shown them just what they've been trying to say. But the Divine Masculine in these situations has been refusing to hear. I feel like I need to tread very lightly here with this message because the Divine Masculine gets it. They get it. But also, the reason why they get it, here it is. The reason why they get it, Divine Feminine, is because they know that you're done. You're so fucking done. I mean, like, bye. Bye, Felicia. I mean, I'm so sorry. I mean, I apologize for laughing, but at the same time, it's comical. It's like so done, just so done. That's the energy I'm feeling from this combination here. It's like you're looking at the Divine at your counterpart, and you're like, "Are you kidding me, buddy?" Bye. That is the catchphrase of this right here. Bye. I mean, and again, you just gotta laugh. Honestly, just laugh. Just laugh. Because let me tell you, man, the Divine Feminine ain't no saint either. I mean, we've been doing our best. That is true, but we are still no saint. We've had our dark moments here. Please don't think we haven't, because we have. Trust me. All right. Next. The Magician with the Four of Pentacles. Now, here's the Magician. The Four of Pentacles came up reversed, and I don't necessarily read reversals, but this one, yeah, because this is in relation to the full moon. Now, the reason why this came up reversed, and I am going to actually read it in its reversal state, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing because we're letting go of this connection. For so long, a lot of the Divine Feminine have just been holding on and holding on and holding on. And for most of the reason, that being, we felt like we needed to. I mean, this was our divine, this is our divine counterpart. In the situations where this actually is them, in some situations, you know, some of the Divine Feminines have been dealing with a karmic partner. Some of the divine Feminines have been dealing with, false twins. But regardless of where you stand in that situation, we've been holding on to it because we thought it was the right thing to do. We thought it was what we needed to do, and in some cases, we didn't want to let go. We couldn't let go also. That's a major thing. We couldn't let go. But now we are working towards letting go. With the Four of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, I literally see the guy depicted in this card. I see him literally just dropping those pentacles. Dropping all of them. Dropping all those coins. And the reason is so that we can free up space to manifest what it is we really want. Now, this magician is talking about, you know, taking all of the ideas and the desires that we have for the ideal partner, the desires, the things that we thought we were going to get with our twin, or who we thought was our twin, and projecting it onto a blank astral body and asking the universe to bring that to us. Because understand that just because it's not with your twin doesn't mean that you can't experience that. It's your desire. Of course you can experience it. And here, you're finally, again, you're saying, no, thank you. I'm not going to accept that from you anymore. And I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to manifest what it is, what I really want. All right? Finally, I know that's right. We got the Eight of Swords in reverse, which I'm going to read it that way, because it's very similar to the Four of Pentacles. And we've got the King of Swords. All right? Check it out. This latest full moon has been very, very beneficial for you. Just going to leave it like that. It's been very, very beneficial for you, Divine Feminine. And that is because you are finally breaking free from this nasty Eight of Swords energy. This Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords, man, and the Nine of Swords just keeps coming up. And the biggest message here, and that's what's reflected with the King of Swords, that's right here. You're breaking out of this Eight of Swords situation because you're no longer looking at yourself as trapped in this situation. All right? You're seeing the situation as the King of Swords would. Diplomatic, honest, straightforward, straight to the point. Diplomacy is actually the biggest word here that I'm getting. Because diplomacy is necessary because this is a twin flame relationship, and this is an unconditionally loving situation. So it's about understanding why you're being triggered and why you're feeling so hurt, and taking the time to work on that as an individual. And that means, in many cases, remaining in separation from your twin, right? But you're cutting yourself out of this Eight of Swords situation, utilizing the energy of the King of Swords, because you're realizing how you have been the one that has been allowing this to happen. You have been the one, the Divine Feminine, in this situation that has been allowing somebody to treat you this way. And you know you deserve better. So this is where the question of, well, is this my real twin? That's where this question comes in. Because it's like, well, wait a second. Yes, I've been allowing this person to treat me this way, but this person has still been following through with it. Would my true twin do that to me? That's a tricky situation. That is a tough question to answer. That is a very specific question to answer. It all depends on your specific scenarios. there are some scenarios that could create a situation in which someone is so damaged that they just, all they know is how to treat people like shit. You know, and that's incredibly unfortunate. Not just for them, but for humanity as a whole. I mean, that's just all there is to it. But you're finally cutting yourself out of that Eight of Swords energy with this latest full moon. You're starting to understand how you've been holding yourself in this situation on your own. No one else has been doing this for you. You've been doing this. You're coming, and this King of Swords is talking about how you are actively coming to terms with that. And that's why that's why a lot of us reacted the way we did during this last cycle, because we were being faced with a lot of things that are not pleasant, and it was unfortunate that we lashed out, yes, but also to a certain extent it was needed. It was needed because we kept things bottled for so long. I mean, if you lashed out in any way, I mean, it's main not. You didn't necessarily want to be malicious. It's just it got to a point where it just could not be contained anymore. It just needed to come out, and it needed to come out in whatever way it wanted to come out. In whatever way it wanted to. Now, the final piece of overall energy here from this deck is the Devil, and this is speaking for the Divine Feminine. And the message I'm getting from this card is the fact that all that we've been talking about here has been facilitated by the Devil. So this is happening because your counterpart is still, like I said earlier in the reading, and oh God, we're already half an hour in. This is going to be a long one, y'all. But that energy, that, like I said earlier in the reading, the Divine Masculine is caught in that Devil energy. He's not letting go of it. Not letting go. But let's get to the Divine Masculine. For the Divine Masculine, what's going on with you for this jumped out, the Nine of Swords. Yeah. So this is what a lot of you are feeling right now, the Nine of Swords. The Divine Masculine, a lot of the Divine Masculine are losing sleep. Because this last full moon has really illuminated exactly what their actions have created. Now, for the Divine Masculine, that is in fact a double-edged sword. Because there are a lot of them out there that were following what they knew to be their intuition, their guidance. And I've noticed that on this journey there have been some moments where my intuition has guided me into situations that I thought were detrimental. And I was like, why would my intuition guide me here? And there was a reason for it eventually. So I learned something that was very valuable. And all of that is part of learning to trust your intuition. So Divine Masculine, understand that yes, at the moment, in the heat of the moment, you may have been intuitively guided to run from this crazy person that was coming at you, or so it seemed. And now you're being told to double back, and you don't understand why. Understand that there's a lot that was wrapped up in that, and I'm being pulled to this card now. But to finish that statement, there was a lot of things that needed to be experienced, learned, handled first. For both counterparts. Okay. So now that you're being asked to double back, understand that there's also a reason for that too. But understand that things are different now for both of you. Because you know you're a different person, right? You are. You know you are. The Divine Feminine is a different person too. So it's not going to be the definition of insanity in trying things the same way over and over and trying to get it and hoping for a different result. Because when you come back together, when the twins come back together, things are going to be very, very different. All right. The next card, another card just popped out while I was shuffling, and it's the Page of Swords. So some of you, Divine Masculine, are spying. You are planning. You're doing research. You're gathering information. You have been enlightened to the fact that you're about to lose something that you have known all along is very valuable to you, and you are doing your due diligence in trying to understand this person. Or, if not to understand this person specifically, trying to understand how you can get back on their good side. Some of you are spying in a malicious way. Some of you are sitting there knowing that your Divine Feminine is out and about doing her own thing, and you're sitting there brooding over it and like spying on them on social media, and and like stewing over the fact that they're out having a good time living their life and you're not with them, still choosing not to realize that you are the one that has put yourself in that position. Why? Because you constantly rejected and refused the connection. So you can't turn around and be like, oh, I'm mad you're with someone else now, when you constantly turned it down to begin with. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't be laughing, but damn. Come on. Who are you kidding? Divine Masculine. Who are you kidding? You can't tell someone one thing and expect them to do another. I'm sorry, I'm getting frustrated, but I love you. I love you all. Please understand that I love you all. All right, so Mirror now, Divine Masculine, moving away from this full moon energy. What's going on? What's surrounding you? Divine Masculine. One more shuffle. And then I will cut the deck. And I will lay out the cards. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to move stuff. Need more space here. So, the overall energy... For the overall energy for the Divine Masculine, we're starting with the Four of Cups. Four of Cups. Already, this is speaking to, in many cases, this is speaking to the love offer that was coming into them that they refused to take. That they refused to accept. That they just sat on. That they were like, I don't know if this is right for me. I'm too busy doing my own thing, just living my life. I don't know if I want to take that. And I want you to know, I said it like that for a reason. Because that's exactly the energy I felt coming through. Nonchalant. Not really caring about anyone else but themselves. No ounce of compassion. That's what I'm seeing in a lot of scenarios in this Four of Cups here, y'all. All right? I'm going to be honest. I'm telling you as I feel it. I ain't fucking around, y'all. Like, yeah, this is entertainment, but, like, at the same time, like, this also could be really beneficial for you, okay? Oh, my roommate just got home. Hi. Oh, ooh, okay, and finishing out. Wow. Wow. Finishing out. You got for your overall message, Divine Masculine, you've got the Eight of Swords, and you've got the Seven of Wands. First, right off the bat, Divine Masculine, I'm seeing that you are stuck in an Eight of Swords frame of mind because of the fact that I've realized what you passed up in many cases. And the Seven of Wands is saying that you're trying to defend your position there. You're trying to like rationalize it. You're trying to be like, oh well, she did this or he did that, and this X, Y, and Z isn't acceptable. Like you just don't do things like that, and that who does that, and making excuses basically is what I see in that Seven of Wands. In many cases. In some cases, this full moon has shown you, yes, it's still shown you what you've passed up, but the thing is, the kicker is that cup is still being offered. Like, that cup hasn't been taken away. All right? It's still being offered. And you see that, you know that, and you're up in your head about it because with the Eight of Swords, because you don't know how to accept it. You know that there's going to be a considerable fight, which is being depicted by the Seven of Wands. And you don't know how to go about it. You don't know how to accept that cup. And if you're feeling that way, I'm also getting the fact that you're also feeling like time is of the essence, like it's ticking away, like you're running out of time and you've got to figure out how to do this. You know, the Seven of Wands is also, to me, depicting you fighting yourself with the fact that it's like you feel like you're rushing yourself, like you have to rush for some reason because you feel like time is ticking away, and that is not far-fetched. But also understand that if you truly are meant to be in union with your twin, it will happen. It will happen if that's truly what's meant for you, you know? Finally, at the very bottom of the deck, at the end of your our overall energy, we have the Tower. And yes, I have seen this in other readings too, but the Divine Masculine is going through yet another Tower energy moment. And I could speak to that now. I want to get to the rest of the reading first, but I will say, well, not first, but I do want to get to the rest of the reading, but I will say briefly that this full moon has definitely illuminated a lot in many different ways for the Divine Masculine. I mean, that can be taken in so many different ways, but something's been illuminated. Something big and major has been illuminated for the Divine Masculine. Okay. Into your cards. Aw. Wow. All right, we've got the Four of Wands with the Four of Swords. Now, this is saying that this illumination has given rise to the desire for the Four of Wands. The desire for union, the desire for happiness, stability, the desire to have the things that they know that they want. Like I said before in my other video, other conversation, some of the Divine Masculines are going through the same situation that the Divine Feminine is going through, in the fact that their twin is choosing something else other than them or their twin, right? So for you, Divine Masculine, and if this is the case for you, then you are actively balancing your feminine energies. And this is a representation of it, because you're starting to understand what it is you truly want. You want that stability. You want that. This is also a marriage card. This is a union card when it comes to the twins. This is a happy, stable, balanced family life. Yeah. So, I mean, this is like the cornerstone to that 10 of Cups that we're all going after, right? So, and with the Four of Swords, you're taking a rest. You're taking a moment. You are working towards understanding how you can get to that. Okay, now that was for those of the divine masculine that are resonating with the divine feminine message also. For those of the divine masculine that are heavily in the divine masculine energy and are going through this tower energy and are still caught up in the devil energy, this last full moon has at least helped you realize that you do want to settle down at some point. Who it's with is not the focus. What's the focus here in this message is that you are realizing that you do in fact want to settle down. And so now you're taking a step back and you're having to reassess, you're having to replan, you're having to reanalyze, and you're having to heal because you're realizing that what was keeping you from getting that happiness that you know you want now are these things that need to be healed. This attachment to devil energy. Some of you divine masculine know you want union and you're planning how to get there. Yep. Okay, moving on. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yes. All right. We've got the Five of Cups with the Ten of Wands. I can't remember how I picked this up. I'm seeing these two cards. The reason why there was such a pause there is I'm seeing these two cards just going back and forth like this. Like they're rotating each other. Ten of Wands, Five of Cups. Ten of Wands, Five of Cups. Ten of Wands, Five of Cups. It's like, you know that you're overburdened, divine masculine. And you know you have to release some of that burden from yourself, but you're still mourning it. Like, at this point, I feel like you're just riding the pity party parade. You know what I mean? Like, you know these things are burdening you. Just let them go. Man, like, come on. Why do you want to carry all that shit for? Honestly, though, honestly, what do you want to carry that for? Just let it go. Stop crying over spilled milk. Three of these cups are spilled. But boo-boo, you still got two more. And trust me, you only got two hands anyway. You don't want to be carrying 3-4 cups with only two hands, do you? No. So why don't you let those 3 cups that spilled, just let them be. Pick up your 2 cups and keep on walking. Because at this point, it's like, honey, what are you still crying over? This is kind of tough love-ish, but at the same time, it's like, really, though, the universe is kind of like, okay, we get it. It hurts. It sucks. But there's something waiting for you over here. And then, honestly, that doesn't even have to be with your twin. Like, that is a major overall message. It's like, just let it go. Just let it go. Stop trying to control things so much. That's how you get to this Ten of Wands state, by the way. Trying to control everything. All of a sudden, the universe at any moment can be like, oh yeah? You want to control so much? Here you go. I got everything for you to control right now. I'm going to hand it to you right now. Do you get it? Stop. Just stop. Just stop trying to control things. Shit spills sometimes. You know, like, not everything is perfect. There is no such thing as perfection. I mean, perfection really is subjective, don't you think? All right. Cheers, y'all. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Next. Divine masculine. You've got the Emperor, which is you. So you're showing up again. You've got the Emperor and the Queen of Cups. Now, this last full moon has helped boost your connection with your intuition. As a result, you are feeling more sensitive. You are feeling more emotional, but not that you're feeling more emotional, but you're more accepting of experiencing those emotions. And because of that, you're connecting with your twin more. And you're starting to understand things from their point of view. And you're starting to look at them and be like, oh God, how do I get them back? You're wanting. This is coming, and actually, this is a mirror of reading that I saw by someone else. And I'm sorry, I can't remember his name right now, but I'll try to remember to put it in the description box. But the Divine Masculine is longing for the Queen of Cups back. He's tired of the Queen of Swords. He wants the Queen of Cups back. And to be honest, I'm surprised the Queen of Swords hasn't come up. Maybe it will in this last two cards, but anyway, I see these two cards as the Emperor is like literally staring down or staring over at the Queen of Cups saying, how do I get her back? Planning it out, trying to figure it out. Similar to this energy here in the Four of Swords. Yeah. This last full moon is very awakening for a lot of us. Finally. Oh! Oh my goodness. Guys, you guys, I was literally just talking about the Queen of Swords. That is too funny. The Queen of Swords with the Hanged Man. Now, when I picked them up, they were reversed. But I flipped them upside down. Or right side up. And I feel like the message is mainly in the reversed. But it's because of the fact that, no, I'm sorry. They're meant to be right side up. Now, for some of you, no, that doesn't even make sense. I'm trying to spin it as if it were reversed, but it was a matter of certain people were releasing things, or like the Hanged Man situation was coming to an end. But no, that's not the dominant message. The dominant message here is the Divine Masculine is being seen. Is being shown why the Divine Feminine is showing up as the Queen of Swords. Oh my God! I am going to put the reading that this is mirroring. I'm going to put that in the description box because I'm literally seeing the Divine Masculine here is longing for the Queen of Cups to come back, but the Queen of Swords is in play, and this is in relation to the Divine Feminine. The Queen of Swords is in play right now, and he's in the Hanged Man situation because he doesn't know how to deal with it. He doesn't know how to get that compassionate, loving person back, and he is being placed in a Hanging Man position so he can see a new perspective and try and figure this out. Thus, we have the Tower moment, followed by the Chariot. Look at that! Followed by the Chariot. Also followed by the Five of Swords. And now I'm picking this up because learning, growth has come about. And I say that because the Five of Swords here is, to me, representing the understanding of how much this has been a lose-lose situation. And being done with that. Being done with that type of energy. Coming to a position where you can be done with that type of energy, you can start to work on being done with it. Okay, what are we at? Ooh, chow. Ooh, yeah, 55 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up real quick. We're going to get one card for the Divine Feminine, one Oracle card from the Fairy Forest Oracle. Just one card of guidance for the Divine Feminine, please. Ooh, Lord. I can't shuffle at the moment. One card for the Divine Feminine. Moving forward from this moon, this major moon cycle here, this full moon. One card, please. Stillness, pause, delicacy. Yeah. Divine Feminine, you're being advised to adopt somewhat of a Four of Swords energy yourself, just temporarily, at least. Let things sink in. Let the energies really shift before and settle a little more before you really decide which direction to go, or before you really start moving. Plan a little bit. Take a rest. I mean, this stillness, pause, delicacy. I mean, handle this delicately, right? Don't just go charging through things. Please do not adopt a Knight of Swords energy and just start charging in and just wrecking shit. You know what I mean? Like, take a second. Just pause. Let things settle first. See how things settle first before you start cutting things out. You know what I mean? I'm not saying not to cut things out. I'm saying just take a second and let the dust settle first. And then choose your plan of action from there. Yeah? All right. Divine Masculine. Your Oracle card. Your Oracle card, Divine Masculine. For the Divine Masculine. For the Divine Masculine Oracle card. Moving forward from this last full moon, blood blue moon in Cancer. For the Divine Masculine. My attention keeps getting drawn to this Eight of Swords. There are some of you Divine Masculines that are really caught in your heads about this, and it's a mirror. And this is why I'm being drawn to this card. There's a mirroring situation going on here for you, Divine Masculine, in this Eight of Swords energy. You're starting to understand what the Divine Feminine was going through. And you remember when I was talking to you about control? Well, you got this card here. Card number 13. And this card is this woman in this card is weaving a beautiful rainbow tapestry, we'll call it. But do you see how stressed she is? You want to know why she's so stressed? Because she's trying to have too much control over everything. Ain't gonna help you. Ain't gonna help you one bit. Because you can't control everything. You can't. Literally, you can't. There are some things that are just straight up out of your control, Divine Masculine. And you're being asked to really let go of that. And then that doesn't mean that that's going to bring you back to your twin. I'm not saying that, release control and now twins are going to be together. No. This is a greater life lesson for you. Regardless of where you land because of it, you have to let go of your control issues. You have to let go of them. Because they're standing in your way. And that goes for controlling who you appear to be in this world. Because in many cases, you are controlling your own selves to a point where you are being inauthentic. Where you are being someone other than who you truly are. And that is no bueno. It is not acceptable anymore. It is time for us to be authentic, guys. All right? Let's get this Crystal Mandala Oracle card for both of the twins, and then we will end this long-ass video. Lord have mercy. Woo. It's late, y'all. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. But I also want to finish this reading. Because it's good. We're getting a lot of good information here. And I hope this is resonating with you guys. I hope this is landing. It's all just kind of flowing, so. Anyway, let's get, 2 cards. Okay, 2 cards for the twins from the Crystal Mandala deck. I might have to get my book. Probably not. I'm going to see what I can channel. Right, one more shuffle. For the twins, moving forward. Spirit, 2 messages for the twins from the Crystal Mandala deck, please. 1. Spear of the Guru Mother. Woo, too many. Way too many. Okay, fine. So these 2. So we got 3, kids. We got Spear of the Guru Mother. We've got Your Time to Shine. And we've got Tiger Spirit Rises. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Out here. So you can see this one. Tiger Spirit Rises. Yeah? Alright, y'all. Spear of the Guru Mother. Your Time to Shine, and Tiger Spirit Rises. Now, I do want to read the book for Spear of the Guru Mother, but Your Time to Shine and Tiger Spirit Rises, to me, are quite perfect. Because it is absolutely your time to shine. Divine Feminine, it's your time to shine because you are taking your own power back. You are saying, look, I am choosing myself now over all else. I'm choosing myself to be, so that I can, in order to be of greater service to others. That's what you're saying. And ultimately that works in your favor, to be quite honest. Divine Masculine, your time to shine is letting that true self shine. Finally letting go of all this illusion and saying, look, I want to be authentic, damn it. Shine, baby. Like, what the hell? What are you waiting for? We're going to start with Spear of the Guru Mother. Number 52. I'm just going to read you part of it. We bring you the empowerment of Spear of the Guru Mother. Sometimes there is so much choice that we struggle to commit. It's often not an issue of unwillingness to make an effort, but concern that the choice might not be the, quote, right choice. We might pray to the universe to be shown what to do according to a wisdom greater than our own. Although our free will is always in place, we are able to accept a task divinely given or reject it. The universe answers every prayer. In your heart, you have been asking for guidance to be shown what you need to do in a particular situation, or perhaps more generally, in your life at this time. You want to know the best way forward so your actions are in alignment with heaven. In response, you have now become the spear of the Guru Mother, and that makes perfect sense for both sides. One, this is where this pause is being asked of you, Divine Feminine, because you're being asked to say, okay, hold on a moment. Let me just make sure that I'm in full alignment before I move forward from here, because I'm not trying to get caught up in a situation like this again. Okay? I want to move forward in a way where I know I'm going after exactly what I want, not attracting all this frivolous bullshit, right? And so you're being guided towards that. Divine Masculine, it's the same for you. I mean, but just from your perspective, like, I'm sorry, give me a second. There was something I wanted to specifically. Well, for you, Divine Masculine, this is just another recreation of the Tower energy, because and in finally teaching you or learning to understand what it is about the devil energy that you need to release, because for the longest time you've been afraid of letting go of things for fear of what was going to happen, what were the repercussions going to be. And I mean, you are being handed the spear, Divine Masculine. Like, you're literally being handed the weapon that you need to defend yourself with, to fight your battles with as a spiritual warrior. But it's like you're afraid to take it for the same reasons, because you don't know what will happen. But you need to understand that whatever happens is for the highest good of not just yourself, but everyone else involved as well. So just take it already. All right. Briefly, I'm going to touch on the other two. I feel like I got them already, but I'm going to touch on them briefly just to make sure. Your time to shine. We bring you the blessing of your time to shine. On the divine path, you gain empowerment through surrender and alignment with divine consciousness greater than your own. As you choose to surrender into higher consciousness through prayer and intention, you are held in a field of divine protection. You also gain strength, wisdom, and understanding. You release fear and gain love's power. You become increasingly radiant, discovering more of your own divine identity. At some point on your path, whilst this is always happening for you on the inner planes, you will be ready to perform a similar function on the outer planes in the world of forms. This is when you will be asked to bravely shine your light to help those in need, perhaps lost or in darkness of some sort in the physical world. I mean, Divine Masculine, that was literally what I was just talking to you about with the spear. Just take the spear already. Just let your light shine already. Your true light shine. The light that you know is in there, that you have been actively pushing away. Just let it shine. For the Divine Feminine, I mean, you get it. I mean, that was honestly, as I was reading that was more of a message for the Divine Masculine. Divine Feminine, you are pretty heavily intertwined with the spirit of the Guru Mother message as well, though. Because in moving through this moon, some of you are like, well, do I go to a new partner? And this is a situation where it's like, well, if this is truly what your higher self is asking you to do, is saying it's better off that we just go this way for now, for the moment, just do it. Really. Trust your intuition. Trust yourself there. Trust yourself there. Trust your heart. Your heart's not going to lie to you. Okay? Finally, we have the Tiger Spirit Rises, number 13. Whew, okay. We bring you the gift of the Tiger Spirit Rising. You are being empowered with a truth more potent than fear. Your spirit is rapidly expanding beyond what opinion and logic can contain. It needs to be free to run wild with divine grace in the world. Your life, your destiny, your divine fulfillment requires that you have the courage to roar for love, to refuse to be put down, to respect yourself, and to let your untamed, loving heart be free. Your spirit creates a field of divine electricity throughout your body and mind that can liberate others from conformity and social conditioning, allowing them to break away from systems based in control and fear. As your tiger spirit rises, you excite and empower the tiger spirit in others to rise above conditioning as they discover the wild divine spirit being they are in truth. Both counterparts are being asked to shine. It's time to shine, y'all. I really just want to leave it there. I think that's good. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope this shed some light on things for you in moving away. I mean, I know personally, I feel like we had an intention to like understand what it is we were supposed to be doing, whether we were moving away from the twin or not. But I think we've been enough messages have come through where at this point we're like, okay, I can understand where to go now, and that's a good thing. All right, guys, I love you all. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's talk about this, yeah? All the information is down below, and I'm going to put the description, or the link to the information to someone. The message, the reading I was talking about that was being mirrored here. I'm going to put the link in the description box because, yeah. All right, I love you guys, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.